The Red Fort or the Lal Qila, a magnificent historical landmark in Delhi which stands as a testimony to the Mughal architecture. Commissioned by Shah Jahan in 1638 as a part of the new capital of Shah Jahanabad and served as the main residence of the Mughal emperors. The fort's red sandstone walls and intricate architecture are a testament to the grandeur of Mughal era. The fort, with its tall buildings and heavenly gardens, once lay on the west bank of the braid of river Yamuna. The river is understood to have been a focal point of the capital and played a crucial role in shaping the city's growth. Today, Raahi takes you back in time with our walk leader, Sohail Hashmi, who will help us unraveling the history of Lal Qila and the significance of the river Yamuna. Sohail Hashmi, who is not only a history buff but also a filmmaker and knows the essence of Delhi inside out. He has extensively researched and written about the historical and cultural significance of various landmarks in Delhi, including the Red Fort. His expertise and insights contribute to our understanding and appreciation of the rich heritage of the city. A heritage walk enthusiast who will take us time traveling into the lost stories and hidden secrets. The Hogwarts of Harry, the Wonderland of Alice, the Delhi of Shah Jahan.
How can we understand the relationship between rivers and medieval cities as opposed to the relationship between rivers and modern cities?
Well, actually from the time when people started doing primitive agriculture, from then on people have lived next to the river. When primitive agriculture begins to get tight, and since agriculture needs water, so you started living next to cities, and that is how human habitation began. And gradually, even fairly recently, and in a place like India, where majority of our population depended on agriculture. So we were dependent on the river, and that's why we lived next to the river. Whether it was a city or a town, you were close to it. And when you didn't have water, you tapped river, you tapped rainwater and made tanks, or you dug deep wells. So you have towns coming up in places in Rajasthan where you don't have, for long distance, you don't have a river, but you learn to tap rainwater and collect water in ponds and lakes, and that's how cities came. From then to the modern city, which has developed extremely exploitative relations with everything in it. So, the quantity of water a city needs, not only for drinking, cooking and bathing, but for a whole lot of industrial processes. So the exploit water now and the way medieval cities exploited water, the relationship is totally different.
Could you elaborate on the historical importance of Red Fort's construction on the banks of the river Yamuna?
Well, I have been thinking about this for a while. Of the 7 cities, or 7 capitals, not cities, but of the 7 capitals that came up in Delhi, 8 actually, if you count New Delhi also. So out of these 8, 3 were located on the bank of the Jamuna. The first is by Firoz's century. Then there is the city of Humayun, which was also later ruled by Qila and his son Islam Shah, and then again for 11 months by Humayun. That is also on the bank. And then there is Shah Jahan. But the funny thing is that none of the 3 cities use the water of the Jamuna for drinking. So the Jamuna was never, because the water of the Jamuna was not used for drinking. Inside the Purana Qila, there is a huge well, huge, and there is a step. And I think these two were the main source of water for drinking water for the residents of Purana. Firozshah Kotla, there is the second largest step well in Delhi is inside Firozshah. It has huge quantity of water. There are 3 tube wells sunk in it, which are drawing water constantly for all the lawns and for all the trees there. And Firozshah Tughlaq was bringing a canal from Hisar to Delhi. And he was bringing the water of the Jamuna to Delhi from Hisar, from Jhansi to Hisar to Delhi. And he was bringing the water of the Jamuna and not using the water of the Jamuna on the bank of which he had been visited. And it is the same for them. So, Delhi is crucial for a number of other reasons and not for the location of the Jamuna. Delhi actually represented an opening into North India. And it was Muhammad bin Tughlaq who realized that when we shifted the capital to Devgiri, Delhi was a location where if you control Delhi, you control India. And that is why Delhi continued to be chosen as the capital, not only from the time of the slave dynasty, but even before that, with Shah Jahan. And if the tradition that we have is believed, then the Anangpals and the Tomals and all that, they ruled from Delhi. Because Delhi had that strategic importance. I think the Jamuna being there was only of secondary importance and not the decisive factor in the decision.
How did the river influence the fort's construction, maintenance, and its defensive capabilities during the Mughal era?
You see, when a river begins from a mountain, it is known as a young river. So when it comes into the plain, it is known as a mature river. A young river is washed, jumping. But once it reaches the plain, it is also not very deep. And most part of the year, you can actually walk across the river. Very few places with the water more than waist. So, but for an army to cross the river, it was not. Even if it was just about 4 feet, carrying stuff across, cannon, boat, all that stuff, transporting it across the river would slow you down in any way. And from the other side, from the fort, the army could shoot arrows at you, throw spears, throw stones, throw bombs, throw whatever. So that was the defense that the river provided on one side. And the fact that Shah Jahan's engineers created a moat on the other 3 sides of the fort and carried the water of the river around that moat and around the city wall. They tapped into the river another place and carried the water in a moat around it. That was the crucial importance of the river in terms of providing defense. You see, aside from the water not being potable, the Jamuna provided a whole lot of other facilities. And the Jamuna was a major source of transport. Because, for example, in Agra, which was a major center of the trade of indigo, the place where indigo passed in large ships large boats which were as good as ships. There was a Chungi in Agra, from which Noor Jahan, not in Shah Jahan's time, in Jahangir's time, Noor Jahan earned a phenomenal quantity of revenue because the Chungi was on her property, on land that was given to her. So the Yamuna was a major source of trade in the country, all kinds of material. We must remember that the Indo-Gangetic plains and this entire North Indian region, this is the most fertile land in the entire world, irrigated with two of the very large rivers and so many other smaller rivers. So this is very fertile land and there was water. So and this, because of this, their agriculture flourished in this country.
Apart from its geopolitical significance, how did this proximity with the Yamuna condition the everyday life of the people living in and around the fort?
Well, I think that stems from the fact that the capital was originally at Delhi, and then after the sacking of Delhi by Tamil and Lodi shifting their capital to Agra, that Agra emerges as a second, eventually like a twin city of Delhi. And throughout the Mughal period, there is this constant movement between Delhi. So Agra develops because it was easily accessible from Delhi. I think the first thing that would have happened was perhaps because of this. And then these two cities just happened to be there one next to the other. And they could have made Allahabad later. But it is where Ganga and Jamuna both were there. But Allahabad was important locally. But it did not have that strategic importance that Delhi had in the all India time, or especially in the context of large part of North India. Because from here Punjab was easily accessible, you know. So all that was there, that's why Delhi had that importance. And Agra happened as a, because Delhi was sacked, so you moved to another location down the Jamuna, which was already must have been a settlement of some size when it was chosen as the capital by the Lodi. Then it was in the time of Akbar.
The Gangetic Delta was considered better and fertile even during the historical times, and the water from Ganga is pure and holy. So, what could have been the reason for many of the distinguishable Mughal architectures to be built on the banks of Yamuna instead?
Well, I know of one. I don't know whether it was observed in any way, but the story of Nigam Dev. It is believed that he developed what is called ego because of his knowledge. And one day he woke up to realize that he has forgotten everything. So then he went into serious tapasya. And then there was Akashvani telling him to go and take a bath in the Yamuna at a specific place. And if he took that bath, he will get back his Gyan. So he took that bath and he emerged and he remembered everything. And that place associated with that Nigam Bodh, उसे निगम का बोध होता. The three loops were revealed to him. And in the book on Delhi by Bashiruddin Ahmad, written in 1920, he says that there was a little Gunti or a little Chhatri, that place, which Humayun got repaired, and he got it covered with ceramic tiles. And he had also got some Persian inscriptions written in it. But by 1920, he says there is no trace of that Chhamri And but now behind the Salimgarh fort there is a Neeli Chhatri ka mandir. And some people are saying that this is the place where the Nigam ka booth उनको हुआ था. They say this is the location, but in the 1857 map of the Battle of Delhi, the Nigambodh gate is located near Kashmir and north. So I don't really know whether this Neeli Chhatri is the same Neeli Chhatri that Bachir Queen Ahmed is talking about. But there was this Neeli Chhatri which was associated with Nigambodh story. But Jamuna was considered a holy river, not as holy as the Ganga, but certainly because I remember from my childhood, every time you cross the Jamuna, people should throw coins. You see, what happens is we have absolutely no idea of the consequences of what we are doing, because we do not understand the land. The way our architects are building, they have no idea. The ground tunnels and approach to the Pragati Maidan, what is it called now? It's called something else. Obviously, there is no Pragati happening there, but the tunnels get flooded in every way. Two major rains we have had in this monsoon, and the tunnels got flooded. Anybody thought why is it happening? These tunnels are not too far away from the river Yamuna. This is the slope of the land. All the water that falls on the road and buildings flows to the river. Now you build beneath, you go underground. 10 meter, 15 meter, one doesn't know how many. Maybe you have already reached the level of the subsoil. Then what will happen when rain comes? Unless you understand the land on which you are building, and this is what we are doing. We have encroached on the floodplain because we have dammed the river. But when there is heavy rain in Haryana and they open the Tajebas glacier, not Tajebas, what is that? Tajewala, barrage. When they open it, the water runs down and it tries to reclaim, because there is so much water, it reclaims its floodplain, thinking in your building. You do not plan for the consequences of your building. Like on the ring road, they have built this Tejwainagar, they have demolished Tejwainagar and built multi-story structures. In Nauroji Nagar, they are building World Trade Center. In Sarojini Nagar, they are building multi-story malls. But the ring road is not being expanded. When all these buildings get occupied, what is going to happen to the ring road? The same thing is happening to the ring road. You are building all around, assuming that the Jamuna is here. But when Jamuna gets more water from Haryana, and it comes out of that channel, what will happen? We don't know. And then we are doomed to get this, because we know the global warming is happening. We are going to get these bursts of rainfall. We'll get phenomenal bursts of rainfall concentrated in short periods of time. We will have these floods, and the Jamuna will keep on flooding. It will take over ISDT. It has done it twice in my memory. Now it will become more rare. Because, when you build, you don't plan. You don't see the consequences.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights today. We appreciate your time and thought. It was really insightful. Thank you so much.
His name was Shah Alam, the ruler of the world, but his empire extended from Delhi to Pakistan. There was nobody in the world at that time who could attack the Shah Jahan was the most powerful king in the world at that time. Area called Pucha Bulaki Begum. So I started looking for Bulaki Begum, and I learned that Bulaki Begum was Shah Jahan's wife, which means Jahangir's sister, which means Akbar's daughter. Okay? The way we are taught history, we are taught there is Babur, then there is Humayun, then there is Akbar, then there is Jahangir, then there is Shah Jahan, then there is Aurangzeb, and then all hell breaks loose. Yeah, in a huge bungalow which was earlier used by British officers. अब उसमें डायरेक्टर जनरल ऑफ ASI रहते हैं, and the superintending archaeologist of Delhi, he also. So ये साहब inside the hammam there is a throne, and that is where those private exclusive meetings used to take. There is also a little platform जिस पे जाके you just had to stand and you will be drenched in perfume. आने के बाद just went and stood there और वहाँ से शावर